Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack. Welcome back to another top 5 video for specific hero skins. Every single Saturday we pick a hero and we look at their top 5 best skins, except for last week because some of you guys thought I'd chicken out because I didn't pick Soldier last week. I ain't scared of you guys, okay? I understand what your game is. I understand what y'all are doing. Every single week I have a poll for you guys to vote. And every single week you decide to click on the hero that is not Soldier. And that's the case this week. Today we're going to be looking at the top 5 best Reinhardt skins. I really wanted to do Reinhardt versus Orisa. You had no idea. Like, out of all the polls, this was one matchup I was looking forward to. But guess what? I can't do that because Soldier lost. And the rule is for Season 2, every single loser for every single week, Soldier 76, gets put on the poll next week in hopes that he gets picked. So, we're going to be doing Reinhardt. But before we get onto his top 5 best skins, I need you guys to vote in the top right-hand corner and vote between the top 5 best Soldier skins versus the top 5 best Hanzo. I figure we gotta put Hanzo on a poll sometime, and why not this week? I already hate myself, so how much lower can I get after making the top 5 best Hanzo skins? But we gotta get through the top 5 best Reinhardt skins, and before making the list, I knew there was gonna be a clear-cut winner for what the best skin is, and even after making the list, I'll be honest, a lot of the skins at number 3 and number 4 to Reinhardt mates could be seen as the best Reinhardt skin. For me personally, I really like the cutesy-daisy, funsy, not-so-serious skins, and Reinhardt, as terms of his skins, is anything but that. A lot of them are very serious, and you think there would be at least one, like, fun skin. Maybe there is one, and you'll see it later, but man, a lot of them are so serious, and that's the reason why they don't really fly with me. They're great. They're just not very memorable to me, at least. But I still picked 5. A lot of them are great, don't get me wrong. They're just not my type of skin. You'll see what I mean. Coming in at number 5 is a skin that I feel like is very underrated, but something I really do appreciate just because of the story behind it. And this is gonna be Greifhardt. Greifhardt? I always have trouble pronouncing these names, but at least with all these names, I can pronounce the first name of it wrong, but get the second part right, because it's all related to heart. So you guys may or may not know the story, but for the 1% of you, here's a quick recap of the story. Reinhardt's master, he was in Eichenwald, and he was sent to Overwatch because he was going to be a part of the team. But before he can go off onto Overwatch, he was supposed to defend the castle against Orisas and Bastions, and the battle really didn't go his way. He still succeeded to defend the castle, but he ended up going back into the castle side of the throne and just died. Hence why the armor is all mossed up, because he's been sitting at the castle for this many years. And then for whatever reason, Reinhardt picked up his armor, threw his dead body out of it, and decided to wear it. It's a pretty gruesome story now that I tell it. But Greifhardt along with Baldrich both came out in correlation of the release of Eichenwald. Obviously, it's that same German map that Reinhardt's master defended, and it both came with the master's armor, the clean version and also the mossed up version. And it's basically the same exact skin, just a different color palette, or a different effect rather. But I really like the moss effect and the grass effect that they gave it after the aging of Reinhardt's master just kind of sitting there in the throne. So I decided to go with Greifhardt out of the two. Some people might like Baldrich more because they don't like the moss effect, but again, it's basically the same exact skin. It's the story that put it on this list. If it didn't have the story, it probably wouldn't be here. But now coming in at number 4 is a skin that has less of a story, more or less it's the effect that puts it on this list and makes it a favorite in my heart, and this is gonna be Coldhardt. I didn't plan that, but it's perfect because my heart is cold. Coming with a 2016 Halloween event came this beautiful skin. I feel like when people first saw this skin, nobody had anything bad to say. In fact, people that didn't even play Reinhardt probably got the skin just because of that Hayabusa effect. If you guys don't know what a Hayabusa effect is, back in Halo 3, if you were a developer, or if you worked at Bungie, you could get Hayabusa, but not just the helmet itself, it would also be on fire. But instead of fire here, it kind of gives it this ghost, white, blue, fiery effect. I don't know how to describe it. It's on fire, but it's not on fire because he's a ghost, and ghosts are dead, and they can't catch it. I don't know what I'm saying. Basically, the reason why this skin is at number 4 is all because of Unmasked Reinhardt with his head on fire. It is fantastic. I like the cracks that you also see throughout the skin that still have that glowing blue effect. Also, his fist. It's very simple when you get down to it. They removed his mask and gave it a fiery effect, and that's basically it. But it's cool. It's great. Oh yeah, one last thing that's kind of related to the skin, there's also a Coldhardt pop that I showcased in my video a while ago, so if you want to go check that video out, you can, but it's so cool because it has a glow-in-the-dark effect to replace the fiery effect, because if they lit the pop on fire, guaranteed there'd be a huge lawsuit. But now coming in at the middle of our list is what I think is Reinhardt's most sexiest skin. And Reinhardt doesn't get described like that enough because of the battle scars, because of the old gray hair. But my boys, at number 3, Crusader is one of his best looking skins, figuratively and literally. Look at him, homies! Getting inspired from the Honor and Glory cinematic came this beautiful skin. And I'm gonna say it again, both figuratively and literally. He has his golden locks that he used to rock back in the olden days. So yes, this was inspired from the cinematic, but this is also inspired from the poster that I think Farrah used to have as a wall. We all know the interaction where Farrah and Reinhardt would be on the same team, and Farrah would say, Reinhardt, I used to have a poster on my wall of you. I remember the poster. My hair was amazing. That was a terrible reenactment, but I love how that voice line or that interaction and the poster inspired the skin for the cinematic, and they also took the cinematic skin and implemented it to have a playable skin in the game. Both Mei and Reinhardt got their respectful skins from the cinematics, and this is amazing. I don't play Reinhardt enough to really appreciate the design and the architecture. Can skins have architecture? I know buildings can, but I feel like that's the wrong way to describe it. Either way, I love the eagles that you see throughout the whole entire skin, like on his shoulders, on his gloves, but also the slight feathers that you see on his belt and also his chest. And I haven't been talking about his hammer enough, bruh. Like with Coldhardt and Greifhardt, the hammers weren't all too different, or at least not all that memorable. This thing has some meat on its bones, bruh. And it even has that same eagle wings on the top of it. I love it. I love his hammers, and you'll see for the top 2 skins that the hammers were a big influence on why I decided to put it at the spots that they were. But this was a great skin, a very solid skin, a great story, great inspiration, just an overall memorable, solid skin. But now at number 2 is what I think is his least serious skin, his most funsy skin, and I sound like a second grader when I say that word. At number 2, it is going to be Gridironhardt from the 2018 Summer Games event. Came his football inspired skin. And that's basically it. He's a football player, and I love this skin. For my top 5 best 2018 Summer Game skins, I think I put this skin at number 4, number 5. I put it low on the list, and so many people got upset at me because they thought it should have been at number 1. Just because it was low on that list doesn't mean it's a bad skin, because here it is at number 2. But the thing that made me really appreciate this skin is the fact that the design team really didn't make a Reinhardt skin around football, but they also didn't make a football skin around Reinhardt. They took both themes and meshed them together. Obviously, the football helmet, football visor, football pads, and whatnot are all football related, but they also took themes about Reinhardt and designed it around football, like the shield, what would you call it? The shield emblem that is normally in the middle of his shield is a football plaque. His hammer is a football trophy. Everything about this is mixed together. There's not one theme that's more dominating than the other, and that's what I really like about it. The only question I still have though is, why is the visor behind where the normal visor I still don't get it, but everything else, perfect. The football apparel, the trophy being the hammer, because normally you wouldn't see a trophy being swung around as a hammer, but decided to add that blizzard charm and still do it anyway. This is something that I really look for when it comes to a skin. They don't really limit themselves just because of the character they're designing it for. No, they go all out and they go crazy with it. You see with the base skin, but especially the hammer. They didn't make it just a normal hammer. No, because you wouldn't normally use a trophy as a hammer, but they did. They took the head part and replaced it with the normal trophy part and gave it the fiery effect that you normally see at the Olympics, and also the base of it is what you would see from a normal trophy base. So it's fun, it's creative, and I love it, but I couldn't ignore this skin, alright? I have to respect it. It's so BA, bruh. Number 1 is so BA. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the edgy 13-year-old in me putting the skin at number 1, but I have to do it. At number 1, it is Blackheart. Let me get the obvious out of the way. This is an all black with red detail skin with the fire effect, okay? A Prius could be all black with flames on the side of it and it'll look like a cool car. Okay, maybe not a Prius, but you get what I'm trying to say. That is the main attraction of this skin. And the fiery effect in this case is in his stomach for whatever reason. I don't really know why I decided to put like a fiery ball in his stomach. Maybe he had a 3-layer burrito the night before at Taco Bell and now he's finally feeling it the morning of. It's great, I love it. But the hydraulics on this fiery Prius has got to be his hammer. Well, it's not a hammer, it's an axe, and that's the reason why it's at number 1. Okay, the all black skin is fantastic. It's already in the top 5 video, but he has an axe. Okay, this looks like a Daedra axe straight out of Skyrim. Oh my god. They gave him an axe, bruh. An all-black axe, need I remind you. I don't care if you're black, white, gay, straight, or trans. We can all agree and come together and say that Blackheart is an awesome skin. The only word that you need to describe this skin, word to my 13-year-old self, is awesome. The all-black skin, the fiery effect, and the black axe to replace his hammer. Also, I just now noticed after giving that great speech is that there is a bat that replaces the lion for his shield. Come on now. Could you get any more edgy and cooler than that? I don't think so. Ladies and gentlemen, this was the top 5 best Reinhardt skins. Reinhardt as a hero, he's very charming, very charismatic, and very loud, just like me. So the more and more I talk about Reinhardt, and after playing Reinhardt, I've kind of grown fond of him. I kind of like him a little bit more. You know me, I'm not the greatest with tanks, I'm not the greatest with Reinhardt, but I can at least appreciate him as a hero, especially after this video. But anyway, guys, let me know what your favorite Reinhardt skins of all time are. Is it Blackheart like mine? Is it Gridironhardt just because it was an event skin? Just let me know in the comments down below. So I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch videos to come, and bye.